So, I just finished sending off all of my Metazoo stuff. Well, not like all of it. I have a game archive to maintain, and I still have like a few of the cards, but for the most part, Metazoo is gone from my collection. In my opinion, it has crossed the point of no return. So, like, a little over a year ago, almost 2 years ago, the Metazoo game came out. It was a game based on, cryptids, Bigfoot, and all that. The person who made it, they reached out to me and we talked. I helped him out with his game design. I mean, it looked kind of corny. I actually did not really expect it to go places the way it has. I thought it would be like a brief distraction. But then, of course, the crypto bros showed up, and the people who treat trading card games as investments rather than as something to play showed up, and things just went out of control. But even I will openly admit that when you're involved in a project, it can be difficult to sometimes spot its flaws. And the biggest one for Metazoo, I mean, the fact that people were treating it like an investment rather than a game was definitely a problem. I mean, it started off as kind of this cute little game where there were mechanics that were influenced by your surroundings, and all it needed was, some tighter design, some things that could be more deliberately done by players and didn't run on the honor system. I mean, they could have done their own version of the Munchkin bookmark and had things that put some of these effects just into play by wearing like a special button or something. But instead, it got treated like this crazy investment, and that, I think, caused the designer of the game to kind of fall in with the wrong sorts of people, specifically the sorts of people who were not acting in his best interest. So, of course, we're going to talk about the NFTs, because, a bunch of people came up to him and they were like, cryptids? You mean crypto? Like cryptocurrency? Wink, 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 wink. These guys are insufferable. I've said my piece on cryptocurrency and NFTs. Blockchain technology on its own is an inherently wasteful process. It's wasteful and it's unsafe. However you look at blockchain technology, it is incredibly wasteful. You have to tap into hundreds and hundreds of computers to make one transaction, whereas with like a bank or something like that, they tap into one computer to make their transaction and do the transaction in a fraction of the time with a fraction of the cost. And blockchain technology doesn't even really offer any protection. The blockchain ledger does not, for instance, protect your password from getting hacked and stolen. It does not prevent like 99% of fraud. It is far more susceptible to more types of fraud than like regular banking. I mean, and then the spin-off from that is NFTs, which is basically like digital collectibles. And I mean, if you want to do digital collectibles, you don't need blockchain to do that. Ask Valve, ask Roblox, ask all of these places where you can do it on a personal server, a private server, for safer and cheaper. Mainly because it's possible to arbitrate a server that you run. I mean, I guess if there was somebody who came up with like a digital collectible system that did not rely on blockchain and did not have like this whole scheme, then maybe we'd have some business here. But, so yeah, Metazoo did NFTs. They did like a couple when it first started surging in popularity. I mean, that bothered me. I said, dude, NFTs aren't a good idea. Like I actually reached out to the guy and talked about how NFTs aren't a good idea. And I don't know if he definitely didn't get the picture, we now know in hindsight. Later, he put out like these tokens, like literal tokens for NFTs. But the idea was that these were tokens that were secured against physical product that was already being produced. So somebody couldn't take one of these tokens and say, hey, it's actually worth $10,000. People would look at it, look at how, like it can be redeemed for like one booster box and stuff, and say, no, that's like maybe $200 at most. At least it had like a purpose, like something like it had like fungibility. It could be exchanged for actual goods, which is something that most NFTs don't have. Most NFTs are just, scams basically. I again told the guy, it's like, this is a bad idea. In fact, I think I used the words, you're making me look like a dope, because, supporting Metazoo now meant supporting NFTs. And he actually cried into my shoulder for a bit. He was like, oh, all the drama that these NFTs are causing, it's like he cried into my shoulder for a bit. And I thought, okay, he's gotten the picture. He's not going to do NFTs anymore. But then, a couple of weeks ago, it happened. So Axie Infinity was what is known as a play-to-earn game, where you can theoretically make money by playing video games. Although, at that point, it's not really play, is it? It's work. It was already kind of this horrible cesspit where they could really only pay out their players with the money that came in from new players joining in. You know, a Ponzi scheme. But then, I kid you not, there was this huge scandal where basically all of their blockchain liquidity got stolen by literally North freaking Korea. So it was a huge revelation of how not only is play to earn not a very stable model at all, like it was actually already giving out way before this was stolen, but it also revealed like the huge vulnerabilities of blockchain because there's no way to arbitrate back that decision because there's no central authority to appeal to. It was in the middle of this, as the news was still breaking, that Metazoo decided to release their own Bored Ape Yacht Club. So these were NFTs that had no purpose. These were literally like the random generated like garbage you see like everywhere. And because one group got lucky, now everybody's trying to do it, and that was honestly the last straw for me. I mean, like I said, with the tokens, at least they were leveraged against actual physical product. These are just nothing. Like I said, that was my limit. I'm done with Metazoo. Well, not quite. It's kind of bittersweet, because after all the delays, the art contest that I won, the cards finally came in, and I did make promises that I would autograph cards sent to me. I will uphold that promise, but after that, don't ask me about Metazoo anymore, okay? Unless they undo the NFTs. And I don't mean stop NFTs. They had their chance to stop. They didn't. I mean, like, they have to, like, cease this NFT project. They have to take their NFTs off the market. They need to wind down anything related to cryptocurrency for me to want to talk about them again. As far as I'm concerned, they are dead to me. After I sign those autograph cards, I am done. So basic instructions, send them to my P.O. box. You'll see that there should be some links for my P.O. box. Send the card you want me to be signed with a postage paid returned envelope and a booster pack from the card game of your choice for each card you want me to sign. Failure to include those things, I will keep the card because I have relatives and they would love to get some art from me. But like I said, after that, don't ask me about Metazoo anymore. It's done. So, yeah. Hate to bring the news this way, but that's just how things are. Until next time, this is Kodak signing off. Oh, that's just so sad.